Hi, this is Gabriel Castro from exoticwoodpen.com. In the first two videos we made these pieces here, except these did not come out so well. So these are my stunt double replacements for these. And as you can see, this is the upper. These go in here like this. This right here, the reason this is bigger, of course, is because off camera I made the clip. It's not polished or anything, and it's not exactly fitted for size. When I turn this down, then that will fit. We'll get that set up exactly right for it. But anyway, you've got the basic idea with that. And again, this is for the other part, for the lower part of the body. This is for the cap, or where the cap attached here. So anyway, in this part of the video, we're gonna square these ends up, epoxy all the pieces together, and then we're gonna turn these down once these are attached. And then we will start the final assembly of the pen. At the lathe, we're using my 4-jaw chuck, and that's going to be used to hold the blank, of course. And let's get that in there. And I'm using a barrel trimmer, being that this hole isn't very deep. Normally the barrel trimmer would be reversed, and this end would be what you would have inside the brass tubing. But being that it's not very deep, it doesn't matter how far I go in. I just matter that it's flush, and then we get a nice trim on that. So we're using the Jacob's chuck, of course, in the lathe, not on the drill press. And we're just gonna start that up nice and slow. Vacuum. See what that looks like. We're hitting pretty much all the way around. Now I can do it just a little bit more so I make sure I get nice and even, but I don't want to go too far because I don't want to hit one of those nibs. So I think that's okay. Then we'll just work our way around all four sides. Okay, next thing we need to do is we need to relieve these edges all the way around. So nothing better than the disc sander. Now we're just going to clean that off with some alcohol. Okay, those are gluing up, and then I will take them out of the clamps tomorrow. It's only supposed to be a 20-minute, or actually a 5-minute epoxy, but I let them cure overnight just to be safe. So off camera, in order to speed things up, I roughed it down to the outside diameter of 18 millimeters, which is the size of the Ebonite. This is going to be the top of the cap where the clip is, and I can remove about an 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little more if necessary. This is the bottom collar section, and that's been dimpled, actually dimpled on both sides, as you can see, for the live center. And this is for the pilot for the brad point bit. And I'm going to drill that out and then get ready for the triple start threads. So we're going to start it out with a 1/2 inch brad point bit, and then clean it up with the 33/64. Okay, that's drilled out. Now we're going to clean it out with the 33/64. Okay, now all we have to do is cut the threads on the inside, the triple start. Put some mineral oil inside. Okay, so those threads are cut. It looks like I went in about 1/2 inch, which is plenty far. And then we'll test it out and see what it looks like in just a second. Okay, so this is the body. This is the cap. And then, okay, that looks good. Probably a little bit thicker here than I like. I might take 1/8 of an inch off the front of that right there, but maybe not, I don't know. I'll probably at least keep it the same size as this right here so it looks a little bit more balanced. And I need to relieve the inside a little like I did right there so that it slides in a little more before it connects to the threads. But overall, it's taking shape. Okay, we're getting ready to drill out the middle of the body. We're using a 23/64 and going in about 2.5 inches. I've got a line right here at the end of my bit. Turn the speed down a bit. Okay, so turning the body down is pretty straightforward. I'm going to make this smaller than the cap and then work my way down and bring it down just before this over here. I'm going to leave probably about 1/2 inch or a little bit more, and then I'll just taper it off. I gotta fill that in with some thin CA glue. So on the cap, I rounded the very front of it off camera, and then I'm just gonna shape it down to 17.5 millimeters. And then I rounded the front off. This is going to go from 17.5 millimeters here on this end where the clip is going to be. I'm going to go down to about 16.5 millimeters. And then we'll just blend everything together. That's about as close as we can get down before we start hitting anything. So I'm just gonna cut off the end here, and then we'll just go ahead and start finishing. Okay, so off camera, I did a lot of shaping, and you can see the bottom and the top there. Still needs a lot of sanding and whatnot, and there it is with the section. And let's unscrew that. So that's all Ebonite. I'm happy with the shape and whatnot. So anyway, before I wet sand it, I'm just going to wet sand off camera, just like I did some of the final shaping. It's just, otherwise this video would be way too long, but you get the idea from watching my other videos how all that's done. I'm just using micro mesh with the basic grits from 1500 to 12,000. So we'll come back at you when that's done. So after finishing this right here, this is the top of the cap where the clip goes. That's the first screw hole. The second screw hole, you can see, is filled in with the brass screw that I attached the clip with. It snapped off on me when I tried to dig it out. I couldn't get it out, so I tried to re-drill a new hole and then tap it out, and then my tap snapped off inside also. So this whole top piece is a total loss. So to get over, to be able to still use this in a way, I'm going to have to part this off just below that brass, clean off, and then from here where the nibs start up, I'm going to make a nib, like a tenon, and then I'm going to turn another black ebonite cap to go over that, and I'm going to attach that to that and glue it on. And then we will re-drill, and hopefully we don't have a repeat of this right here. So I'm just going to turn this off camera and then I'll show you what I mean. Okay, that's been turned down to 5/16. So now we'll just use a piece of ebonite and put on top of that. This is the piece that I parted off, and you can see the brass is in there. So pretty interesting. Got that as close as I possibly could using my thin parting tool. Okay, this is what it looks like so far. I still have to finish sanding it. I got a high spot right there I'm gonna have to knock off with it when I turn that, and then finish sand it, and then re-drill for the clip. Okay, that's attached. Getting ready to wet sand again, and hopefully this time around everything looks good. Okay, there's the new part added on top. Now let's see if we can put the clip on. Okay, we made it to the end of the video. There's 3-part series. This is the body, which came out pretty good. You can see that carbon fiber underneath there. This is a Joe number 6 nib with that's a fine 2-tone metal nib. This is just a Schmidt style refill that I'm using in that. So we'll screw that in real quick. You can see how that looks. That looks really nice on there. The black Japanese Ebonite finishes up really nice. This is a triple start thread. It screws in pretty rapidly. You can see that repair. It looks nice and seamless. Nice segmenting work. You see the carbon fiber under that cap as well. 50 caliber clip and some brass screws, and there's actually a lot of spring in that brass, so if you're concerned about not using brass, not springy enough, it's plenty springy. And then let's see, with the triple start thread, that is my first time using it. A lot better than the double start, obviously, for this application. And the guys that use metal lathes that cut their own threads, some of them do 5-start threads, which can cut these quite rapidly. And you know, this is a 2 times all the way around, actually probably 3 times. They can do it in 1 turn. So anyway, if you have a metal lathe, you can do a lot better than just with a wood lathe. So, but anyway, I'm pretty pleased with it. This one's on its way to St. Louis on Monday. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Okay, so one of the things that I also needed to mention was on this particular pen, this is a carbon fiber section that I had made intentionally for it. I didn't get it made in time when I made the pen body. So originally I had made 2 of them. They both broke. So I spent another week after I had mailed this pen out trying to repair it, so that when I got the pen back, I was actually able to put it back together in its intended version. So this is the body with the section and with the carbon fiber on it. It came out really nice, fits really good in the hand. And you can see, you can't see it obviously with the cap, with the triple start threads, but I really do love this, the way it came out. Carbon fiber section, very difficult to do. I would not probably do another one of those, or a pen like this again, because it was just a lot of work. But anyway, thanks for watching.